Did you know that there are uprights that cost over $100,000 and Hollywood Piano has them? Stay tuned. Hey everyone, this is Glenn Treibitz from Hollywood Piano. When you think of pianos that are six figures, grand pianos come to mind, right? Did you know, though, that there are a handful of piano builders in Europe that make pianos at a concert grand level, but they're uprights? And we happen to have a number of them in stock that we carry on a regular basis. And the number one most expensive vertical piano that we carry is the Steinway. Steinway is a seventh generation German family headquartered in Bayreuth, Germany. That Bayreuth is the home of famous musicians like Liszt, Wagner. In fact, the Steinway family made instruments for Wagner. Wagner came up with operas where there were instruments that didn't exist, and then he would go to the Steinway family and say, hey, can you make something that can make this kind of sound? And they did. And if you go to their factory and headquarters in Bayreuth, you're going to see some of these inventions that were created with the ideas from Wagner and the know-how and R&D from Steinway. So yes, you can get a model 138 Steinway in exotic veneers that's 54 inches tall for $105,000. Yes, $105,000 for an upright. Now we have that model in black, and it's a Liszt edition, and it's got a bust of Liszt right on the side next to the keys. These pianos are the ultimate upright. If you're short on space, but you want the very, very, very best upright you ever played in your life, and it will outplay many grand pianos, then it's the Steinway 138. It's just exceptional. What I like about the Steinway and what makes it close to a grand piano is the singing nature of the sound. So I'll give you a little demonstration. Now, in addition to the Steinway, we have the Grotrian, which is known around the world as Grotrian Steinweg. It was the original company founded by a gentleman named Heinrich Engelhardt Steinweg, who then moved to the United States, anglicized his name, and it became Henry Steinway. But this piano, the legacy of this piano brand is still there in Braunschweig, Germany, and we have their uprights. And many people feel that this is the best value in a hand-built German upright. And they are really spectacular, like the one I'm standing in front of here. So Grotrian makes some of the finest uprights in the world, and they're much more affordable. I mean, in a way, maybe 2/3 the price of a Steinway. Again, the sound of a grand piano. And both of these companies make fantastic magnetic actions that increase the repetition, although Steinway's action, they have their magnetic action and their regular upright action, and there's some phenomenal tests done on the internet by some top level concert pianists, and they say the difference between the two is practically non-existent. So I would say, hey, try them both. We have Steinway 138. We have multiple Steinway 130s, and of course we have Grotrians in both our new location in Orange County and our Burbank location. Now, in addition to those two German pianos, we have what everyone considers to be the finest value in a hand-built European piano. That is the Petrof. And we have everything from the Antonin Petrof, which is their high-end, ultra top-of-the-line upright, which they made something like 8 of them, and we have one. We already sold a few. Believe it or not, we sold 2 of a piano they've made 8 of. In addition to that, there's the regular Petrof line, where you can get a phenomenal Petrof hand-built European piano for not much different than what you'd pay for some of the more expensive pianos from Japan. And I'd say before you spend your money on those pianos, and there's nothing wrong with them, you've got to really try the Petrof, the hand-built pianos, because they bring it to a whole different level. Now, we have 2 other hand-built, very limited production pianos. We have the Schulze Pullman from Italy, and that is probably one of the lower cost pianos you can buy that is actually built in Europe. It's built in San Marino, Italy. And we have those in stock, and we have, when we can get them, Mason & Hamlin Model 50 that's made in the USA, in Haverhill, Massachusetts, outside of Boston. And those are also really lovely, totally different tone, but again, you know, a very limited high-end vertical piano. So if your space is limited, but you want the very, very best in uprights, well, we have them, starting with the Steinway, the Grotrian, the Petrof, the Schulze Pullman, the Mason & Hamlin. All of these are hand-built, limited production uprights, and we have them in both Orange County and LA County. So we hope you enjoy our videos, and if you do, please like us down below. We really like to hear from you, so please comment and subscribe, because Google looks very closely at that, and they kind of raise up our standing as we increase our subscribers. This is Glenn Treibitz for Hollywood Piano saying, there's no life without music, and there's no music without life.
Hollywood, that's Ruby Valley, Hollywood.